I'm Kerri Hall. I am the Director of Business Development and Compliance for Billing Specialists Incorporated. We are a family-owned business, and we've been in business for over 30 years. And we are a billing company from Arkansas and nestled in between two lakes. So we're a small company, but with a big heart, and we've done a lot of different specialties over the years, and we are a wide, just a wide variety of work every day. Probably the main specialties would be radiology, family practice, anesthesia, therapy practices also, pathology, pain management.
I'm Stephanie Maddox, and I am an account manager at Billing Specialists, and I am the manager of several different accounts and different account types. Typical day for me in ImagineSoftware is that's where I spend most of my day. It's the first thing that I pull up every morning and one of the last things that I close every day. It's where I post my payments. I do answer phone calls from patients still, and so you'll find me an account inquiry looking at balances that they owe or telling them why they have a balance. I use a lot of the retro payments and all of the ticklers and the exceptions, and so on a typical day you'll probably find me getting into just about everything.
It makes us more competitive because a lot of other larger companies are moving that direction, and they see AI as a future. And so when they look, oh, well, you're a small company, so you're probably not as advanced. And when we are already doing those things, that's more impressive to them. A multi-specialty billing company, it's an animal unto itself. I mean, you need to have a company that can meet you where you are, that needs to be able to, be flexible. We were looking for something that was not just, just radiology, but we can kind of maneuver it to other specialties. We needed a company that was like, yes, this is built to work for, pretty much anything you throw out there. And one thing that really drew us is that it was built for anesthesia as well. And we had anesthesia clients. And that is something that's hard to find. And we had long-standing anesthesia clients, so we needed that to be successful. And that is something that has worked well for us. And there were things that were built into those anesthesia modules that have been time savers on top of everything. And usually they're an afterthought. And that was one of the things that we had, for a long time, had the opinion that we did not want to work out of other people's systems. And a lot of clients will come to us and they have an EMR that has a billing component that's an afterthought, and it's not generally something that you really want to use, but they kind of want you to do that. We wanted a system that was built for billing and that we felt confident to say, we have a system that is great, that we are very confident in, and we won't, use other systems that we know that our reporting's great, we know our system works well, and we're able to bring them over and them go, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense, let's do that. And we felt Imagine could do that. So anesthesia is absolutely different than any other billing that we deal with. There's so many specific requirements for it. It has such a different setup. Like, everything is completely different. And one of the things that we noticed right off was that we had a member of the implementation team that was extremely knowledgeable about it, Rhonda, and she worked with us from the very beginning, and it took hours for us to set that part up by itself, which you need. And before, it had always just been there's a couple of things that you need to do differently. And for us to have an entire module that took so much setup. That gave us a lot of confidence that we would have all the things in place that needed to be there. And it has been that way. We have been able to have a confidence in it that you don't generally have in a lot of softwares, because it's just kind of an afterthought. Oh yeah, we can make that work. And there's been a lot of specific things built in for anesthesia billing, and when we have ran into anything that was different, we've been able to have that worked on and set up, and it's been really good. It's been really good.
With ImagineOne and everything being there in it, it's so nice to not have 85 different windows open. That might sound like an exaggeration, but it's really not at the end of the day. So being able to open up ImagineOne, and I can get into FICure directly from there, and I don't have to open a separate browser and have a separate thing up during the day. It all comes straight from ImagineOne, and it's one less login, and it's less clicks, and less clicks throughout the day saves you time, and that builds up during the month. ImaginePay's been great. The clients can make their payments at home by following what comes in on their statement or their text messages. We do have a lot of clinics that are actual clinics, and so our clinics take payments from patients there for balances on their accounts or from their copays, and all of it runs through ImaginePay, and it imports into Imagine and ImagineOne on its own, and so we're not having to sit down and manually enter every single payment that patients are paying at the clinic or are sending in to us, and it saves so much time. It's wonderful.
Our clients have been really happy to have that integration into our system as well. And we have seen patients that pay in the middle of the night that are so happy to be able to deal with their payment plans, and we see a lot of faster turnaround.
Yeah, and there's not as much lag time, because
Yes.
when we had to do them manually, we had to wait for the clinics to send them to us. And with ImaginePay, when they run them through, they're in the following morning, and I can post them the next day.
We're able to get a really quick handle and a picture for ourselves, for our clients, daily basis. It's, before, when you were dealing with, old systems, like when I started 20 years ago at the company, it was ... return system. It was really old. And watching how that has changed through the years and moving into KPI type reporting to, a situation where, I just wonder where we are today, that minute. Anything that we are curious about, anything that we just want to make sure looks right, or we get something in and we're not 100% certain about, it is not a lengthy build a report. I mean, there's so much there that is quick and easy. If a client calls, it's not, okay, let me see if I can have that built for you. It's right there. It's very simple and easy to use, and it makes us look incredibly responsive to them, and that we are working with them, and that we're always able to come across that, we are helpful, and our software is, on the move, that they are at the forefront, and it's always a positive rather than a hindrance. Every client is different. Whether if you're dealing with a really small client, it can be really basic things. You're looking at your practice analysis, and they just want to know what they sent out, what came in, and then you're looking at hospital systems that you're looking at, what was my RVU to, and what were my payments based on that RVU? It's a wide variety, and we are able to look at that. So it's not simplistic, but at the same time, it really is, but it can get so deep. And we're so happy to be able to do that. So making decisions for our company itself, we have utilized reporting many times to be able to do that. Whether we're looking at reports of, what are our people doing on a daily basis, where, okay, do we have someone that's overwhelmed? Do we have someone that looks like they're really busy and maybe they feel like they're really busy, but they could take on a lot more? We have a situation where we need to make some changes within the organization that we need to, a client is taking way more time in this circumstance than what we're bringing in. We've used that a lot of different times in a lot of different ways, but there's several different key reporting that we use on a regular basis to keep track of where we are. So when you're a billing company, people do not come to you if everything's great. So if their current situation is fabulous, then they're not looking for a different situation. So reporting is really key because typically they've had a problem and they didn't know it because they weren't getting reports that let them be aware of exactly what was going on. It usually came down to the fact that money was finally impacted to a point, and by the time they knew, things were really in trouble. So when we come to them and we're able to show them that we have a very robust reporting situation, it can A, put them at ease, and B, it shows them that, okay, I'm going to be able to ask for something, they're going to be able to give it to me, and I'm going to be able to feel like I'm going to know what's going on, and I'm not going to have to be frightened constantly that my business is in trouble. And so that can put us ahead of someone else that says, I can give you a practice analysis and I can give you an aging, but that's really all I've got. And for years, that was the main thing that you could get from some of the billing systems. And so being able to say, yeah, we can pretty much put together what you would need, it's huge.